What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while since I filmed anything, but I am back with a quick little video for you guys. Sorry, I look whooped. Every video I look whooped. I'm sorry, but your girl's trying to get her skincare up, so I'm trying to wear makeup less. Anyway, you guys, so if y'all follow me on social media, which if you guys don't, then my usernames and links will be down below in the description. Y'all know that I stopped breastfeeding Nevaeh. Finally, she's 2 years old. And I remember when she was born, everybody was like, so don't breastfeed her that much, you know, because you don't want her to be breastfed till she's like 10 years old. And I'm like, no, that's not going to be my daughter. Like, no, shut up. And before you know it, here's her second birthday and she's still breastfeeding. And that's 100% my fault, because I should have cut down when I was supposed to, and I didn't. And I really miss it, y'all. Like, it is wonderful to breastfeed. Like, it's such an amazing bond. I didn't get to breastfeed Andrew. He only breastfed for the first 3 weeks of his life, because I was really young and I was like, it hurts, like I don't want to do this no more. I wasn't getting the correct like guidance and stuff on how to make him latch good and everything. So yeah, when I started breastfeeding Nevaeh, I was like, yo, like I need help. So I had like lactation people help me, and the WIC office helped me, and like family helped me. And I'm actually like really glad I got to breastfeed her for so long, because I like missed out so much with my son. But it needed to come to an end because she is 2, and when you know you're breastfeeding a toddler, for some people their toddler doesn't really care about breastfeeding, but in my case, Nevaeh like didn't want to go anywhere without me. She would breastfeed to sleep. She would breastfeed like randomly throughout the day, and it got really annoying because I was starting to just get really sore because she has teeth, obviously. Everybody on my social media has been asking me, how did I get her to stop breastfeeding? It only took me a week to get her to stop breastfeeding, but 2 weeks to completely stop breastfeeding. So I'm here to give you guys some tips on how to stop breastfeeding. So tip number 1 is don't give in. Your child is going to want to breastfeed throughout the day, and you gotta not give in. You gotta tell them no, and no means no. Tip number 2, they are going to cry and whine and throw tantrums. Let them do it. It's not gonna hurt them. They are going to learn that you don't get what you want by whining and throwing yourself on the floor. Nevaeh did it so much. You can't give in, because then that just shows them, oh, if I throw myself, or if I whine, or if I like cry and everything, they're gonna give me what I want. And you can't do that. So don't give in. Let them cry, and they'll be fine. They'll get over it. Number 3 is let them go with somebody for like a day or like a few days. She would go with her dad throughout the day, and she would be completely fine. Like they would go to the park, or they would go, you know, shopping and things like that. And then, you know, I'm asking him like, how is she? Is she whining? He's like, she's not tripping at all. Then the minute she gets home, she's whining and crying for me. And it's like, dude, you were fine all day. Like, what is your problem now? So you have to like just let them go. Get rid of them for a day or 2. Or some people even do like a week, because they only want you because they smell you. If they're not around you and they don't smell your breast milk, they like don't trip about it. Breast milk does have a scent that babies are attracted to, because that's like the first thing they smelled when they like came into the world. And so, you know, when mom is around, that's what they want. But when mom is not there, they don't really care. tip is let them figure out how they're comfortable going to sleep. Nevaeh would nurse to go to sleep, and that was the biggest thing, was getting her off of that. Because you know, like, her grandma would want her to go sleep over, but she didn't want her to wake up in the middle of the night and give her a hard time, like trying to go to sleep and all that stuff. So when I stopped breastfeeding her, so the night that I stopped I stopped breastfeeding like on a Saturday, and I just let her kind of lay down on the bed somewhere, and she was fighting me for the boob, and it was like really, really hard. She was crying and everything, and eventually she laid down in a spot she was comfortable, which was on my bed, curled up, and she fell asleep. I've noticed that she doesn't like us to lay her down. She likes to go lay down somewhere where she is comfortable. She has fallen asleep on the floor. She has fallen asleep laying so weird on the bed. She has fallen asleep on their little couch that they have. Just weird, like, places like that. And I remember I asked my mom, I'm like, is that normal? Like, do I pick her up and take her to the bed? And she told me that me and my siblings used to do the same thing. We used to be comfortable with the floor for some reason, so she would put a blanket down on the floor, and we already knew that's kind of like, okay, go lay down. Next tip is cover your boobs. I used a band-aid on my boobs to show Nevaeh that I couldn't breastfeed anymore, and she was like very curious. She kept trying to take them off. The first band-aids I used didn't work because she would suck and the milk would like seep through the sides of it. So I had to get a band-aid that was like they use in the hospitals, and it was like a square, and it like covered a lot of my boob. And she had like no type of access to it. But she would look at it, she would pull my shirt down and try to get it, and then when she realized she couldn't get anything out, she would just let it be and like leave me alone. A lot of people use like hot sauce and vinegar and lemon, but my child likes all those flavors, so it really wouldn't have worked if I tried to do any of that. um Another tip is explain to your child that they are a big girl or big boy, and that they don't need breast milk because breast milk is for babies. Nevaeh is at that age where she understands things like that, and she understands like, oh, there's a band-aid, don't touch it because it hurts. Well, you just like, I would tell her, you know, like, it's okay, but you're not a baby no more. Breast milk or chi-chi is only for babies when they need it. And it took her a minute, but then she realized like that she just doesn't need it anymore, and that she's a big girl. And I always reminded her, you're a big girl now, like, you don't wear pull-ups no more, you wear underwear, and you don't need chi-chi anymore. It took me a week to get her off of breastfeeding. There was times where in the middle of the night I did breastfeed her, but throughout the day I wouldn't. I would wear a band-aid throughout the day, and at nighttime I would take it off. It was really hard. There was a lot of crying and tantrums and arguments with me and other people in my household because she's crying so much, she's screaming too loud, people are trying to sleep, and it's like, I understand that, but you guys have to be on the same page as me, because it can't just be me to get her off of breastfeeding. Just basically like deny her. She would try to whine to me, bye, go play. Or I would also trade for a snack. I'd be like, well, your breast time, like, instead of chi-chi, do you want a fruit snack? Do you want an apple? Do you want some like fruit or something? And she would rather take that. So that kind of helped her wean off too. I would pump when she was sleeping just because I didn't want to get mastitis, and I still am developing milk right now because I'm trying to let the milk out, but it's very little now. And I would put it in a sippy cup and she would actually take it from there, but the whole thing is no more breast milk at all. Some parents rather put it in a cup. That's fine if you want to do it that way, but for me, I didn't want to breastfeed at all anymore, so I had to stop doing it in a cup. And she also stopped like she also refused to take it in a cup at some point. I don't really know why. um and yeah, so it was like, you just have to really let them cope with it, and they're gonna be sad and you're gonna be sad. I got to go 2 years with Nevaeh. um she honestly barely got sick and everything. Like, breast milk is so healthy for them. So for anybody who's watching this and is pregnant, breastfeed for as long as like it makes you comfortable. But also know that the longer you go, the harder it's gonna get to get them off. Like, take them to Target or the dollar store and let them pick out like a stuffed animal or something, and train them to basically sleep with that, so that's their comfort instead of you being their comfort. And ladies, when you stop breastfeeding, make sure you are still somehow releasing the milk. I heard that cabbage leaves will dry you up, but I have yet to try them, so I will do maybe a video on me doing that. As of right now, I am still just hand expressing into a cup and kind of just throwing it away because I don't have any storage bags. Breast milk is so good for so many things. You can make lotion out of it, you can make soap out of it, you can do breast milk baths for eczema and rashes and all that other things, but I need to get the breast milk out. I have to stop. So I don't really know what I'm missing. If I am missing anything that you guys would like to know, please leave me a comment down below and I will respond back to you. Hope I answered a lot of your guys' questions, and I hope that this was even useful for some people. This is just how I got Nevaeh to start breastfeeding. This may not work for everybody, but I hope that I helped a little bit. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.